Hey guys, welcome to Team Events Sword and Shield base set review. I'm going to go over standard, expanded, and pre-release thoughts that come to my mind as I look through the cards. And as always, thank you to Pokebeach here for the translations and scans. It makes things going through this a lot easier. There are two products that are being released in Japan, the VDEX and Sword and Shield base. I believe that the combination of these two products are going to basically incorporate the majority of our Sword and Shield base set that's released over here in English. Um, so in this video, we're going to go over grass, fire, water, and electric Pokemon, and not including VMAX. There may be some talkings about VMAX, but V and VMAX Pokemon, but it's going to focus on the non V and the non VMAX Pokemon. Um, Links to the other videos in this review set will be posted in the description. Also, there will be a playlist. And so, with that, let's begin. Um, so, starting off with our grass Pokemon, we have Roselia and Roserade. We have this line here. It's pretty cute art. Um, Both have one retreat cost, 120 HP on Roserade. Um, Roselia really isn't too special itself, but let's take a look at Roserade. Paralyzed poisoning for a grass. It's guaranteed poison. Flip for paralysis. It's okay for a pre-release. If I were to guess, this would be one of the evolution like subtypes. This would probably be used in it. And then Mega Drain, heal 30. Okay. Um, and standard expanded, I don't think could be used. And in pre-release format, I can see it being used. The attack paralyzing poison isn't that bad against other decks if you can get a couple of paralysis off, and then being able to heal off the damage afterwards with Mega Drain. That'd be pretty good. All right, moving to Maractus. Let's take a look at. Oh, this looks like it's giving us a high five. Anyway, Shake 20 damage for colorless, not bad. For non EX, GX, or V Pokemon, um, you want to average somewhere around 20, 30, maybe 40 damage per energy attachment. Um, so that's pretty good. Not too good, not pretty good, but it's fine. It's more fine than anything. And then the second attack, Powerful Needle. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon, 60 for each head. So it has Maximar, Malamar EX's attack. So at what point does the energy that you attach to it break off? Um, I would say probably around after the fifth energy. After you get 5 energy on this, I don't think attaching any more energy will do any good for you because you should average around 2 to 3 heads every time you use this attack with 5 energy. Of course, there are times there will be more or less, but on average, you should expect 2 to 3 heads. Um, so that's 120 to 180 damage, which will cover most of the Pokemon in this set. That's pretty cool. Next, we have the Rillaboom line. We have Grookey, it's adorable. We have Thwacky, yeah, Thwacky, and then Rillaboom. So the Grookey and the Thwacky, there's really nothing too special about them. You get a force switch with Thwacky, but other than that, nothing too crazy. But Rillaboom has uh, basically strong charge, but with 2 grass instead of a grass and an electric. So abilities like this are always good. It just needs to have the um, right Pokemon in play to actually right Pokemon in format to actually make it work. Um, if you get this in a pre-release, it's a good attacker. It can hold its own with 140 for 4. It's a little above 30 per energy attachment, which is good. And you can power itself up in 2 turns, which is good. It's just getting the whole line and going straight to Rillaboom is going to be the issue here. Um, so yeah, it's not too bad. Is that 3D art? And Okay, it just looks like it's cell shaded. Anyway, moving on. In standard, 2 grass energy to one of your Pokemon. Um, I don't think there's really anything that really wants grass in standard right now, other than like Alolan Executor GX. Like I guess you can do it with Buzzwole Pheromosa tag team to try to set up the tag team GX attack to get some extra prizing, but other than that, nothing too crazy for grass. That's unfortunate, but definitely get some of these cards and keep them in your binder because as soon as they print a Pokemon V or another basic Pokemon that can abuse the 2 extra grass energy that you get per turn, it's going to be good. So that's what happened with Vikavolt with Strong Charge. So now we have the Salazzle line. Got Salandit and Salazzle. This art is weird. It's like doing a dance. Anyway, this is nothing special, just poisons for a fire. And this one right here still has a retreat. Um, this is, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be any good. Discard 2 energy for 120 and then burns for 20. It's not going to be good, unfortunately. So um, it kind of feels like pack filler. Sizzlipede and Centiskorch. Some of the best bug Pokemon in the game. Um, Sizzlipede doesn't really have anything going for it. The damage to energy ratio is pretty low, and then Centiskorch is kind of interesting actually. It's discard a card from your top of your opponent's deck for each fire energy attached. Now in um, pre-release format, you have 40 card decks. They place 4 prize cards, and they draw a hand of 7. Not in that order, but um, they basically lose 11 cards off their 40 at the beginning of the game. So they have 29 cards left. They draw off 1 per turn, that's 28. So as you um, as you get as you set up, you have 2 options here. If you have multiple Scorches, you start with Sizzlipede, start attaching energy as much as you can to it till it gets knocked out, and then start doing it again with Scorch, and hopefully you can mill your opponent out. Milling 29 cards, not including the cards that your opponent draws, is actually not that difficult with this strategy here. Because you mill 2, then 3, then 4, I think, before he would get knocked out, ideally, which is 9 cards. And so that 29 goes down to 20, and they've drawn 3 to 4 cards already. So they're down to 16, and that's assuming they haven't played any cards that pull cards out of their deck or draw cards. So I think mill would be a pretty viable strategy in pre-release format. In standard, it's also pretty interesting because we have Welder. And so you can get a very early like Welder and attachment for turn, and then hope that your Sizzlipede or Centiskorch survives, and do it again, and you can mill 6 cards. And that's 10% of their deck. And they already have 13 of those cards removed from their deck from the start of the game. And that doesn't count for like any of their own welders or stuff like that. Against welder decks, this is anti-welder. Like, just because they don't run any shuffle draw, they just run draw. So any deck that just runs straight draw, like Welder Engine stuff, then this is a hard counter. I can envision this beating Mewtwo, and I can Mewtwo tag team, and I can envision this beating like basically decks that don't run like Cynthia or Marini. But I think all decks are going to run Marini. But then there's a point where you don't want to run Marini and like welder decks. So Centiskorch, I feel like you should get 2 to 3 of, and just Maybe keep them into your binder just because one, it's a cool Pokemon. Two, it has a cool attack here. The second attack is bad. 4 energy for 110 is just bad. Krabby, Aqua Shower. 10 to everything. Cool. Use if in the pre-release, if you start Krabby, attach energy and just go keep using it until it gets knocked out. Easy as that. Um, I wouldn't even um, play Kingler. I would just run straight Krabby in a pre-release. Um, while you set up other stuff on the bench because it just softens everything up. So imagine everything having minus 30 HP makes things easier, makes the math better. Sweet. Um, Lapras V. No, we already talked about the V's in the other video, but Lapras and Lapras VMAX, um, there's definitely a combo with Frostmoth. So we'll get to Frostmoth later. Mantine, Water Reserve. Search your deck for 3 water, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Um, these attacks are very underrated in pre-release formats because it's essentially draw 3 cards and your draw 3 energy, and then your future draws are going to be better. So at the very beginning of the game, doing 1 or 2 of these is actually pretty nuts. So definitely consider using this at a pre-release. It's not a bad card. 2 for 60 is also on the 30 per energy attachment, and it's a basic. Go for it. Um, so the Inteleon line here. So we got that Inteleon, we have this Drizzile, and we have this Sobble. So the Sobble really doesn't have anything going for it, so let's look at these two. Drizzile says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, search your deck for 1 trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. This is nuts. This used to be on a GX Pokemon, Ninetales. Well, was actually this ability, but this effect was on a GX. Now it's on a non-GX. That's kind of nuts. Um, so you search your deck for either the stadium or supporter or whatever that you need for the turn, and next turn, sweet, you evolve into Inteleon, draw 2 more. That's absolutely crazy. I can see this being used in a Meganium deck where Meganium breaks the rare candy evolution rule where you can just go straight to stage 2. When you do that, you pull 2 trainers out of your deck, maybe 2 custom catchers, bring something up active that can't retreat, and just make somebody really sad. Um, the attack's also really good. 120 then 20. That's actually really good. Um, you can set up some neat knockouts there, and definitely run this line in a pre-release if you get the full line. You're basically guaranteed to get it out if you run this with Evolution Incense. So that's pretty cool. Awesome. And Expanded, I don't think this will be used just because Expanded is so fast, though. We got the Yamper and the Bolton line. Oh, that's a happy dog. That's even a happier dog. Oh my gosh. So Yamper, nothing really too crazy about that one. Bolton, Big Bite. So it forces it corners. Okay, sweet. 50 in corner. Fighting Bite, 90 and 90. If it's a V or a GX. That's pretty cool. So this will one-shot Lapras. And yeah. And Lightning Colors isn't too hard to get to because you can Thunder Mountain, Tapu Koko, Prism Star, and attach return in standard. Okay. So yeah, an expanded I don't think you'll see any play. In a pre-release, Big Bite and Fighting Bite. If you know, I would actually run this just in the off chance that your opponent is running Pokemon V. 180 damage for 3 is nothing to joke at. It 2-shots everything. Pinurchin. Shock Needle. 30 damage, flip 4 coins, 30 damage for each heads. If you flip heads 2 or more times, your opponent active is now paralyzed. So Yeah, on average, you're going to paralyze. It's actually a pretty heavily weighted coin flip. Um, I think it's let's see, it's not 1/4. It's a little over 1/4 chance of flipping 0 or 1. I think it's 5 out of 16, and then the rest is 11 out of 16. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, that's definitely it. So, so yeah, definitely, this is a good attack, especially in a pre-release. This thing will annoy your opponents by paralyzing it in the active spot over and over and over again. Sweet. So let's move on down here. All right. So we have Blipbug, Dottler, and Orbeetle, which are awesome bugs. I think this is my favorite bug type line in the game. Sorry, Frostmoth and Snom or Snom. Um, Blipbug doesn't have anything going for it. Dottler, other than its art, it's not that good. But Orbeetle, look, it basically controls your opponent's top deck, which is a very strong effect. In pre-releases, I don't think it's that strong. However, in standard, this is nuts. In the Vile Alolan Executor deck, this is going to be ran just because controlling your opponent's top deck in a control deck is super strong. So definitely look forward to seeing this in control decks. I don't. Expanded, I don't think you'll see too much play just because it's too specialized. But the attack, 90 plus 30 for each psychic. Um, yeah, I don't think I'll see it. We won't see this as an attacker. We'll see it for the ability only. So Gossiflower and Eldegoss. Oh, these are adorable. Call for family, search your deck for 3 basics, put them on your bench. That's really good, especially in pre-release where you can just immediately evolve them for the next turn. It's pretty sweet. Eldegoss, Graceful Fuzz, search your deck for 3 grass and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. That's nuts. Turn 1, call for family. Turn 2, just start graceful graceful fuzzing every turn until it gets knocked out. Yeah, absolutely do it. Yeah, do it. Um, in standard, I don't think it'll be that good. Neither in expanded, just because stage ones for acceleration are too slow. But in a pre-release, oh yeah, definitely. Just get some other grass Pokemon or colorless Pokemon that need a lot of energy, and you're all set. The Cinderace line. There's nothing going for uh, Scorbunny or Raboot. Um, so Cinderace, it says once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active, attach 2 fire energies from your discard pile to it. So you may do that. Okay. So that's pretty cool. Um, and the attack, of course, discards 2 energy. So you see the internal synergy there. So you want to run it with something like U-turn board or escape rope or switch or something every time that you do this, just to be able to do 190 over and over and over again. So yeah, this will definitely be it'd be a deck. I think in standard there's a Chandelure Rogue deck going around where it basically puts a bunch of stage twos on the bench. This will be used. Definitely, this will be used in Chandelure. Other than that, I don't think it'll be used in standard, neither in expanded. In pre-release, if you get a couple of these, definitely run them. If you get a one of them, I can see it being used. Because I can see you attaching a fire energy to the active, hard retreating, then being able to put that energy onto Cinderace. Yeah, absolutely. This will be good in a pre-release too. All right, the Goldeen Seeking. Goldeen doesn't really have much going for it. Seeking says flip 3 coins. For each has discard an energy. That's hilarious. from your opponent's active. So triple crushing hammer as an attack. Yes, please. Um, yeah, that's about it. Pre-release, if you want to be really annoying, just because look at that face, you can even make this face while you use the attack, and and I think you'll just get the moral victory. Qwilfish, Poison Barb. This Pokemon is your active Pokemon isn't damaged by your opponent's attack. The attacking Pokemon is now poisoned. Okay, so it has Poison Barbs as an ability. That's literally the name of the trainer that has the same effect. And then Venoshock, 10 plus 60 if it's poisoned. It's okay. Pre-release is gonna be it's really good. They, it's basically like attack into me, or I'm just gonna keep doing 10 damage to you until you knock me out in one hit. So it kind of puts a clock on your opponent. But if your opponent can get over 90 damage, then this is kind of eh. You just poisoned them. Congratulations. So this is a good early Pokemon out there to, get rid of the like greedy like one energy for 20 damage type attacks out there. Choodle doesn't really have much going for it, and Dreadnought, Clamping Bite, 60 plus 30 for retreat cost. That's not bad, but it's on a stage one and it's for three energy. That's too much. It's not good enough. Even with acceleration, it needs to be less on a basic. Jaw lock, nah, still not good. Too much energy. Um, Now, if Dreadnought and Choodle, if their abilities and attacks are based on retreat cost, definitely keep those up, because that'd be pretty cool to have that and have a consistent retreat cost manipulation or abuser in format. All right, Snom and Frostmoth. Snom is adorable. I don't think it's the best bug though. Dottler is the best bug. Um, and then you got Frostmoth. Frostmoth is nuts. Um, This is what Lapras V Max was printed for. This card right here, or this card was printed for Lapras V. You just dump a whole bunch of water energy on it, do a bunch of damage, and we'll move on. Um, Other than that, the attack, don't use it. Even in a pinch, don't use it. Just pass. 30 damage really isn't that significant for two energy. Yeah, this card's nuts. Um, Expect seeing this replace Naganadel and Quagnag. So you're going to have Quagmoth. Quagmoth, I like that name. Um, yeah. And then going for electric, we have Chinchou. Doesn't have much going for it. Lantern. Strobe Shock. 90 damage. Reveals your hand. You find an energy card there. Your opponent's active is now paralyzed. Um, that's cool. Pre-release is going to be nuts. You're going to paralyze every turn. So, yeah. That's awesome. Just because pre-release format, they're going to have energy in their hand, just because you run so many energy and so little cards. So there's that. And you can definitely trade one for one, maybe two for one with Lantern. So it's good for pre-release. Anything else, I'm going to say no, just because Switch exists. Moving on to the VDEX. Roselia, it's a different one, I believe. Still, nothing too crazy for it. Sucks there's not even a Roserade in this. Cottony, Whimsicott. Cottony's nothing crazy there. Whimsicott, um, flip a coin of heads, shuffle your opponent's active. So you can win the game with this. Yeah, you can definitely win the game with this. Hmm. Because in standard, there's going to be a combo with the Togepi Cleffa Igglybuff tag team. If you get 16 fairy energies on it, they shuffle everything back into their deck except for their active, and then you run Whimsicott, and then you just hope you get the flip, or you can just play Will and guarantee the heads. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's gonna be a gimmicky card. In pre-releases, It'll be fun to play. I don't know if you'll win with it, but it'll be annoying, and I like annoying. Durant, uh, Durant looks so sinister. Anyway, 30 plus 60 if there's another Durant. If you run two Durants, might as well. If you have three Durants, might as well. Um, 90 for two energies, never bad. Um, Another Rillaboom line. Um, Nothing special on that one. It's probably what 50 plus 30 of heads. Yep. And then Rillaboom has a lot of weird text on it. Let's see. So 90 plus 10 spread. That's pretty cool. And then Dracon attack. 180 and can't do it again until the turn after. Eh, sure. But I wouldn't look for it that much. Pre-release, if this isn't a pre-release, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not that good. Neither is all these. So, Blipbug. Search your deck for. Yeah, if you have this Blipbug, definitely run it. All right, Fire. Vulpix, Flare. Um, that's about it. Pokebeach always tries to throw some hilarity into their translations. Ninetales, Flame Cloak, Fire Energy from your discard. Okay, that's cool. Some acceleration, but not on the stage one. Um, Heatmore, 10 plus burn, eh. Fire Claws, eh. Not good. Turtonator, 30 for 2, that's bad. 150 for 4 and discard 2, that's not good. So don't use that one either. Another Cinderace line. Score Bunny's pretty generic. Raboot's pretty generic. And this one says burn your active and your opponent's active and then discard all energy. Now, yeah, I don't think it's good, unfortunately. So that's a shame. Sizzlipede. Relentless Flame. If you get this one over the other one, run this one just because the chance to get a surprise KO if you're really lucky in a pinch. All right, Shelter. 20 plus 20 if you get heads. Okay. 30 plus Paralysis if you get heads. Okay. Krabby says 120. Either of them are tails, it does nothing. Okay. So I think the other Krabby's better. The 10 to everything. Goldeen. Collect, draw a card. That's good. It's good in pre-releases too, so hopefully that's in there. Waterfall, 20 damage. Eh. Just spam collect until it gets knocked out. Lapras. You may return 2 energy from your opponent's active to your opponent's hand. Oh, that's nuts. So that's another Frosmoth lover. So if you get that in a pre-release, get 4 energy on it, start really annoying your opponent, and maybe they can't knock you out if they have a 3 energy attack or a 2 energy attack. All right, so now we have another Inteleon line, a generic one, another generic one, and now we have Inteleon itself. 40 and discard a card from your opponent's hand. That's pretty cool. And then 100 damage, put an energy from their discard to their hand. Is that a theme? Putting energy back into your opponent's hand? That's interesting, because there's a lot of cards that have that effect printed. So Cameron, Water Arrow 20 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, that's okay. Water Gun 50, eh. Dumb art. Alright, and then Lightning, we have Recharge, search your deck for lightning energy and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. Okay. Electro Ball, 20 damage. Okay. So, just a nice little mouse. Uh, Raichu, generic attacks. Chinchou. So it has a switch. Um, Joltik 50 HP. This one's buff. Most of them have like 30 or 40 HP. Um, Galvantula, uh, 2 for 60 and a paralysis. It's okay. Yamper, pretty generic, but it's hollow. Bolton, bite for 50, but it doesn't lock your Pokemon in the active. And lightning colorless, 160 can't use it again until you're sorry, your opponent, this Pokemon can't attack, so you have to retreat it. It has free retreat, so it's not difficult to do that. It's okay. Pre-releases, I would use these. Um, in standard and expanded, no. Aw. Hey, this works with the other Morpeko. It has damage counters on it, do 60 instead of 10. Sweet. 90 HP for this little guy, though. It's pretty high for a basic. All right, so I think that's about it. Sorry for the weird edit in the middle of this video. I got carried away on ranting, so not ranting, but rather just talking about, went on a tangent basically. So I want to thank you guys for watching. My name's Jonathan, and if you are near Toledo or Findlay, Ohio, do come out and check out our pre-releases and other Pokemon events. We're going to run both video game and TCG events throughout the year and all that fun stuff. Check out the Pokemon event locator for events near you, and thank you for watching.